Richician.
Wait, are we? Oh yeah, we are. Hey YouTube, Dog Richician 84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 89.
I'm the annoying girlfriend.
You're not annoying. So yeah, as you can guess, I'm back at Emma's place, rather than being in front of the PC, but that is perfectly fine. Anyway, let's kick this off. The first 5 questions are from Express Gaming, with a comment to something I mentioned last week. He said, "I think and always believe 5Ds was the better time in Yu-Gi-Oh history. Number 1 for me, over all the others, but the original is second best. I didn't get to experience from start to finish GX times, as I think I started around just as GX was about to become 5Ds, and the second season of GX was terrible and so on. Hey, I resent that. GX was amazing. Like, all the seasons were amazing. I mean, yeah, season 3 got dark and, a lot of terrible things happened to a lot of the main characters, but still, all of GX was brilliant. Like, how can anyone hate on it? And so on, the rest of the seasons wasn't enjoyable to watch, except the very last episode before 5D started. Well, again, I strongly disagree. Again, all of GX was amazing. It was enjoyable, and no one can tell me otherwise. As for 5Ds, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I did enjoy 5Ds, and I enjoyed it more than all the other spin-offs that came afterwards, but I'm still gonna disagree and say that the original series was the best, followed by GX. I mean, that was how old school duelists like myself just got into the game, and like I said before, besides priority, the game was just much better back then. And also, when I was talking about all this last week, I wasn't referring to the animes specifically, I was referring to the eras. Besides priority, it was more fun, the game was so much easier, you could actually draw on the very first turn, and there was no limit to how many fusions you could play. It was just perfect the way it was. Like, nothing needed to change. Yeah, just saying. Whereas since synchros came into the game just changed way too much and became way too fast. Alright, maybe it's not. Fair enough, it wasn't as fast as the way the game is now, but was still too fast compared to old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, let's get on with the actual questions. 1. What 5D signer do you think I would be? I think it would be a toss-up between Yusei and Leo. I mean, I say Yusei because I reckon there are some similar qualities there. I can't think of anything specific off the top of my head, but there's that. And I say Leo, just because of the fact of, well, I don't mean this in a rude way. You tend to make a lot of mistakes, and there have been times where you sort of focused on your own cards rather than the opponent's. One example is like one time where we were in a Royal Rumble and someone was playing Necros, like I can't remember who, and Necros of Unicorn was on the field, the one that stops the effects of monsters special summoned from the extra deck, and you were playing Cyber Dragons, and you rushed Cyber Dragon Infinity, like as you do, and tried to attach a special summoned monster, not realising really that Unicorn was there. But I mean, I guess it could happen to anyone really. Like again, we all make mistakes. No one's perfect. But you know, that's a similarity that I can think of. And of course, Leo made quite a few of those sorts of mistakes, like quite early on in the series. Two, I think you would be more like Jackie Boy or Crow. Who are you close to between these two? Hey, what about you, say? I like to think I have similar qualities to you, say, as well. But if I really had to choose between Jack and Crow, I'd probably say Crow, because I don't really see myself being similar to Jack. I mean, yeah, I play a Red Dragon Archfiend deck, but unlike Jack, I don't aim to be the best at dueling, and you know, try to be the duel king, or in his case, the master of faster, the sultan of speed. You know, whereas Crow has a lot of noble qualities, like you say does. You know, just dueling to protect others, like you know, the orphaned kids in the satellite. And just trying to be that hero, even though he's not the main series protagonist. Yeah, sort of dueling for a just cause. And I like to think that's something that I do as well. 3. Do you think when you are 50 or 60 years of age, would you still be playing? I think I would then move to just collect cards instead of playing. Oh yeah, I could probably see myself still playing this game when I'm 50 or 60, but it depends really how long this game goes on for. I mean, anything can happen within the next like 20 or 30 years or so. Chances are, I mean, there is a chance Yu-Gi-Oh cards might stop being made within that time, but you just never know. Of course, that being said, Magic the Gathering is still going. Like, when did that even start anyway? Like, was it some point in the 80s or 90s? I'm not sure. But, yeah, I can still see myself playing. Even though there is a chance I might quit playing current format Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't see myself just full-on quitting the game outright. You know, it would just be wrong to just quit completely, considering that this game has changed my life in so many ways, especially leading me to have my beautiful fiancée. I think the only way I'd probably stop playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is if I physically can't anymore. Like if I lose my hands or fingers or something, or if I go permanently blind or permanently deaf, like that would be really upsetting. So of course, that being said, is it even possible to play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're deaf? Even permanently? I'm not sure. Like, I have no idea whether or not it can be done. Maybe it can. 4. How many prints are there in total for my beloved Stardust Dragon? Well, according to Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, there's 30, both in the TCG and OCG. And that includes different rarities, like in the same set, like Duelist Genesis, for instance, where Stardust is Ultra, Ulti, and Ghost. Yeah, that is incredible, actually. It's amazing that it's had prints in almost well, pretty much every single rarity. It's just amazing. Right. I was trying to think if it's going to be a quarter-century secret rare. I think it will be when the Megatins come. I don't know. 5. Can you do a top 50 artwork on Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards or a top 22? I don't know. I feel like that would take way too long to do. There's just so many amazing artworks to choose from. It might even be really hard to narrow it down to either number. So, I don't know. Wow, 12 minutes in and I only answered 5 questions. Next 2 questions are from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. If you could travel back in time to duel your other self from any format you want, which one would it be? Even though you did a movie last year dueling your other selves. Yeah, that was an epic time. I think by default I'd probably say September 2007, because again, it's my favourite format and I can't really think of a better one, to be honest. But I'd probably use one of my September 2007 format decks, just to make it more fair and actually have a duel from that period of time again. 2. Glad to see Emma in this video. Hope she is doing well. Does her son play Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, or does he want to learn how to play? No, he doesn't. I have no idea. I mean, there were a couple of times where he considered wanting to know how to play, and I don't know, seemed to be interested, but I don't think he really stuck to it, to be honest. The thing is with him is that he'll express interest in some things and either stick with them, or express interest in some things and then just go off it and then get interested in something else. I think the only things I can think of that he's, regarding games-wise, that he's stuck to, really, is collecting Pokemon cards and playing Roblox and Rocket League. Then the next 3 questions are from Weber's 5. It was very nice to meet Emma at game night. For this week's questions, I wanted your opinion on some texts I've done. Description of why I came up with it will be next to it. If possible, try to focus on the validity of why I came up with it as opposed to any unfairness within the tech. Okay. 1. Majestic Star Dragon summoned off Argopane with Odd-Eye's Persona Dragon on the field to negate its retreating effect to stay alive on the opponent's turn. Yeah, I feel like this is like more unfair rather than valid. You know, considering that Majestic Star Dragon is a negate. Well, to be fair, I have always liked Majestic Star Dragon either way, mainly for its first effect, really. I mean, it is one of my favourite synchros and favourite dragons of all time, and like the artwork is just incredible. And I loved playing the deck based around him all that time ago, and like it was just incredible. Like even being able to summon it on my first turn. Like there were multiple ways I could set it up, and there was even one point where I even summoned it like over the course of 4 of my turns. It was brilliant. I mean, yeah, it is a monster that does negate anything, but at least it has a fair and balanced cost, which is to tribute itself, along with the fact that it stays on the field for just 1 turn, which balances it out, and definitely makes it more fair and balanced than the likes of Dragoon, Cyber Dragon Infinity, Totally Arsehole, and Borreload Savage Dragon. Now, while the tech with Argopane and Persona is ingenious, at the same time it was fucking annoying. Like, it was just impossible to do anything, really, with that setup. It's like, how the fuck do I break this board? I mean, at least it does make a change from other people using Argopane to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, a synchro that I actually do fucking hate and wish didn't exist. And it was certainly better than using Argopane to summon Vortex, which I'm pretty sure you did at least twice. Yeah, that really made me fucking hate Argopane, and I am so glad that that fucking card is banned. Of course, it would have been nice if Abyss and Vortex were banned as well, because fuck those cards, just negating my deck and stopping me from playing. Like, no offence to you, of course, yeah, because I know you play Vortex, but you know, you should know by now that I hate that card with a fucking burning passion. But at least Argopane is gone, which I was jumping for joy over, and I hope that fucker never ever comes back. Because fuck God dragons and everything they stand for. 2. Defusion in the side deck for Thunder Dragon Colossus. Yes, I know I did it to you, but that was purely coincidental of you being a fusion deck. When did you do that to me? Because when I read the question, I was trying to think when you did use defusion on one of my fusion monsters. I'm really trying to think back, but I don't remember when this happened. Also, I'm pretty sure I heard thunder there. Wait, was it a Rainbow Neos game? I feel like that was more likely, which was ingenious because it does get round the protection effect of Neos fusion. But anyway, to properly answer your question, I rate Defusion. I really like it. I think it was an awesome sidecar to deal with Thunder Dragons, which I absolutely rate. I was trying to remember if I sided it myself before when Shaddolls were big in the meta, because that's a great way to get rid of Winder. I was even considering siding it in more recent formats just because of branded, but that never happened. 3. Eldritch the Golden Lord in Plunder Patrol. Discard Lord off Shipyard to search. Send Shipyard to Special Lord. Bounce a Plunder to reset Shipyard. Simplified as it's a +1 with several steps. Although I hate Plunder Patrol, I actually do really like the tech of Eldritch. Again, I think it's absolutely ingenious, and it's just an easy way to put another beat stick on board. So yeah, I do rate that at least. I'm always very impressed with pretty much all the text that you put in any of your decks. And the last, how long are we in? 22 minutes. So it's really hard to see with this blind. The last questions are from Gunnar. 1. Was it hard to change your Dark Magician deck profile and kick the branded engine? Not really. I mean, I did like the branded engine, helping me turbo out Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. But I did miss playing Dark Magician Pure. As I said, I wanted to go back to some old roots, and so far it is working out. I mean, I've still got my branded stuff in case I want to put it back in again, and I've got like a play set of Fallen of Albas now, and a second copy each of Albion and Branded Fusion in case I do run it again. But I want to stick with Pure again. Plus, it can be a little bit annoying when I do activate Branded Fusion and then opponents think I'm playing Branded. 2. Will you continue to see my Dark Magician deck evolve? Of course I will. I love watching Dark Magician deck profiles and Dark Magician duels, unless the opponent's just doing nothing but spam out Dragoon and get easy wins. But other than that, I'm always happy to see other Dark Magician decks in action. 3. what do you think would have happened at the start of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 2 if Asta was not using leftover cards to duel Jaden? Honestly, I don't think much would have changed, really. I mean, it still would have been a shock for everyone seeing Asta play Elemental Heroes as well, but I think it still would have played out the same way, and then Asta would have then gone on to use them to beat Zane. Like, maybe we'd have seen some Destiny heroes as well, but I feel like for the sake of the plot, it still would have resulted in Asta's win, and you know, everything that happened with Zane afterwards, and then another duel between Jade and Asta would have still been organised. You know, maybe the Slifer Red Dawn would have still been on the line. I don't know, but honestly, I don't think too much would have changed.
There was thunder.
Yeah, I heard.
I love it.
I don't know if my iPad picked it up.
It's not bad, but I heard it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hopefully it won't be raining when we go off to Tesco.
Hopefully not. It's warmer now.
Hadn't noticed. 4. If you would be in Duel Academy, which dorm would you like to live in? Well, you would think I would pick Slifer Red, because you're a big fan of Jaden, but I'm not so sure. Purely because, obviously, if you've seen the whole of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, you'll see that sometimes cockroaches will appear. Although, there is still excellent food. So, I guess I'd meet in the middle and prefer to live in the raw yellow dorm, because, well, it's still a nice dorm. Obelisk Blue is nicer, of course, but obviously a lot of the Obelisk Blue students are elitist snobs who think they're better than everyone else, and I don't want to hang out with that sort of crowd.
Oh, what was I going to say?
Something.
Did you hear me going, woo, outside? I did it outside the front though.
I think so.
It went straight over my head, the thunder. I like it. Well, I think it did. I don't think it'll last though, because it's not hot enough yet. But it does look pretty stormy. I did tell you it was coming, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I know when a storm's brewing.
5. Which deck would you play at Duel Academy? Dark Magician or Elemental Heroes? I think Dark Magician, definitely. I mean, as much as I love my Elemental Heroes, I like Dark Magician a lot more. God of Roll's my signature deck. 6. Why is Elemental Hero Flame Wingman your favourite hero card? Technically that's not correct. It is actually his upgraded form, Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. But Flame Wingman is another favourite Elemental Hero, as well as one of my top 10 favourite cards in general. And I actually did do a video a while ago specifically talking about why Shining Flare Wingman's my favourite hero card, but I guess I'll go over it anyway, because he's just the coolest one, especially when it comes out late game, and you know, I like being able to build up to him, and the more elemental heroes that are in the graveyard, the stronger he becomes, and can then overcome almost any monster, really. get rid of it by battle and then inflict damage equal to that monster's original attack points. Like, it's just basically a really fun thing to do, and has been for the last 17 years. Now, I know Shining Neos Wingman is usually the go-to fusion and has a few better effects. I still prefer to go for Shining Flare Wingman if I can. And like I keep saying, even though Elemental Heroes don't have a specific boss monster, I consider him the boss monster of my Elemental Hero. And finally, question 7. Which is your most hated Elemental Hero card?
Little kittens.
I'm getting distracted by cute cat videos now, but they're nice to look at. Most hated hero card. Actually, there isn't one. There's no Elemental Hero card in the game that I actually hate. Unless, of course, you count Contrast Hero Chaos, purely because the description states this card is always treated as an Elemental Hero card, and I hate him because, well, he's a negate. Basically a fusion version of, one of the synchros I talked about earlier, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's just like him, he has the ability to negate the effects of any face-up card until the end of the turn. Even normal spells and traps, which is just absolute fucking bullshit. I don't think that effect should work like that, considering that normal spells, quick play spells, and normal traps don't stay on the field, and yet it still works like that. I mean, I know Magician Navigation does the same, but even I don't really think it should work like that. So,
you really got to see this, it's so funny.
Yeah, that's my answer. If you're counting like actual Elemental Hero cards, there isn't actually one. But I can tell you the one with an effect that I don't like, and that is Elemental Hero Mudball Man, which has the most pointless effect for a fusion monster ever, where it just simply states must be fusion summoned and can't be special summoned by other ways. That's it. I mean, really, what is the point? Like, why give it that restriction if you're not gonna give it an actual effect? Just why? I don't get it. But yeah, that answers that question, and that is it for questions in this episode. 33 minutes. Hi Valentina, how are you doing? Valentino's other half wanted to say hi, and now she's trying to tickle me, I think. Yeah, I know what you're up to. Poop. So yeah, that's it for all the questions I have.
It was my idea.
Of course it was. That's all the questions for this episode. So thanks a lot for your guys' questions. A lot of them very amusing as always. And if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. I almost hit my computer.
Say don't hurt yourself in the process.
Thanks again. Stay safe. Stay tuned for episode 90. Which will mark 10 episodes away from the big 100. I still don't know what I'm going to do for my 100th episode, but we'll see. Actually, when would the 100th episode happen? I'm going to look real quick while oops, sorry.
What?
While my other half looks like she's going to tickle me. That just feels nice. Okay, now she's tickling me. No.
You're a tickly man.
I can't help that. Let's see. No.
That's going to look so weird to people. There's white towels up there, but then you can only see the brown one or the grey one.
Yeah, it is. It also makes it impossible to see how long the video was running for. Like, I had to literally hold my hand like this so I could see.
It.
So let's see. 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Wow. According to these calculations, the 100th episode will be on July 25th. Then again, though, I have no idea if I'll even do an episode when we go off on holiday to Devon again. Might not have a chance to, so chances are I'll be skipping a week, and if I do, that will mean that the 100th episode will be on August 1st. That's quite the time to do it. No! Are you trying to tickle me or blow a raspberry?
I don't know.
Bless this one, she's so random.
Yeah, I am.
But I still love you.
I love you too. Oh, Mum's calling.
That's alright. This episode is just about to be wrapped up.
Yeah?
So, anyway, catch you guys later. See ya.
I'll be there.
Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.